welcome to Daily Focus. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be sharing devotions with you from Greenville, North Carolina, South Carolina, and have a chance to be at the core conference at Bob Jones University. And so I just wanted to share a little bit from Psalm 10 with you. Psalm chapter 10 is a chapter really devoted to the psalmist is begging God to hear his voice because of the oppression of the wicked or the proud. And he is reassuring his heart that God notices and that it matters and that God will deal with the proud. But he starts out saying, "Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?" In other words, there are times when it just seems like evil people are getting away with what they're doing. It just seems like proud people are getting away with being proud, with being arrogant, with only thinking of themselves, of oppressing those that they are over, or specifically pointing out the poor or the weak, or preying upon the vulnerable. And and that just really seems to be indicative of our day today. It just seems like our children have become the target and the prey of the proud and arrogant liberal agenda because they're vulnerable. And they know that if they can win them over through their indoctrination to socialism, to immorality, to all kinds of stuff, that they will be the future voters. Well, I'm very comforted in a passage like this because the psalmist reminds us God sees everything and he knows what's going on. He says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, which the Lord abhorreth." In other words, he blesses the things God hates. He wants to see things happen that God is against. He is about promoting things that God punishes. And so the psalmist is just reminding the Lord, this is a very arrogant individual. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. And for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. In other words, he doesn't think about consequences. He's daring God to do something. He's daring God to show up. He acts as if God doesn't exist and that he will never answer for what it is that he's doing. And then it just begins to say a lot more of things that this wicked, proud, arrogant individual does, how he oppresses people, how he operates according to his own pride and arrogance and his own agenda. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret place doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den, and he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. In other words, it's this intentional, continual attack of oppression upon those that they can control, those that they can oppress, those that they can use as pawns. Arise, O Lord, he says in verse number 12. Oh, arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn God? He has said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. In other words, the wicked person has said, God's not going to do anything about it. Then thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief in spite to require it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till you find no more. In other words, would you please deal with this wicked individual? The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. In other words, the psalmist is just concluding saying, God, I know you see, and I know you care, and I know you're in control. And so I'm going to find solace and comfort in the fact that I can trust you, that you will punish the proud. I don't have to try to be obsessed about it. I don't have to try to figure out a way to get even or to fix it. I can just go to God knowing that he's patient, but he's thorough, and the proud will answer to God one day. I think it's easy for us when we get into our culture and we see so much evil reigning, and they seemingly get away with it. It seems to just be growing and becoming more prominent, and it just seems to be more in our face in what they're doing and what they're saying, and the attacks that there are on God and his word and truth and morality. But you know what? God sees it, and he knows, and he will deal with it in his time. I'm thankful that he's patient with me. I'm thankful he's long suffering with me. And I'm thankful he's patient and long suffering with others. But we know that in the end, we can trust a God who always does right. He will punish the proud. Like Rick Lemke just put on here, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. And so we can trust him at all times. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.